What's going on, everyone? So we got another 9 chen up. And I say another because we do these a lot. Now, before I get into it, any guesses on what we're doing? Come on, I'll give you like 5 seconds. If you said turbo kit, you win. So we are doing a turbo kit and a clutch install, which for us, this is a norm. We do a lot of these cars. I don't get to document every single one that comes in. I even have some old videos on my phone that I still need to actually upload, which just is time consuming. So have everything nicely laid out here, the main parts, components. We're gonna get into this one a little bit. Now the last one I did, and I'll shoot the link. The link is down below on the other 9 chen Civic we did. That's actually a really big hit on our channel. A lot of people asked, well, you know, can you document the clutch job and can you show me what needs to be done? And it's like, you know, the real answer is, unless I sit here all day and hover over my tech, I'm not gonna be able to show you guys everything. The biggest thing, I wanna say the hardest part of a clutch job on these chassis is taking down the subframe, which you don't necessarily, I think I've seen some guys actually not take the subframe down. You can move the trans out, but when you have a lift, it's a lot easier, of course. And when I say the hardest part on the job like this is, I'm assuming you guys are gonna be doing it on your back and not using a lift. And the real hard part is just getting the subframe back up, and it's making sure all the bolts align. But it's not terrible. So if you're debating on doing a clutch job yourself and you're kind of handy, if you're kind of handy with the steel, and depending on how old you are, you will have no clue what song that's from. But anyways, I tell people, like, if you are mechanically inclined, you don't have to be scared of a job like that. Now, as a business owner and a shop owner, you might be weirded out, like, why would he say that? Like, are more people is he gonna lose work? And from day one when I got into this a while ago, it's always been about seeing other people succeed. And I'm gonna flip the camera around here, and I'll do this really quick, and I'm gonna get out of my way. Hold on 1 second here, because it's gonna get loud. Actually, let me walk in here. Give me 1 second. So the biggest thing that I tell people is, there's enough success to go around, and for a customer to come in and say, hey, we customers walk in, we get emails, and I'm thinking about doing my clutch, but I don't want to do the turbo install because it's a little bit out of my right realm. I don't know a lot about turbos, and I don't want to screw it up. Perfectly understandable. But some stuff, the only way you learn is to do it. So of course, one of the hardest parts is probably getting the subframe back up. Once you do a couple of these, it goes by that quickly. And if you got a couple friends maybe with the same car, that's why I always encourage people, if you're on the borderline and you think you could do it, try it, go for it. What's the worst case that's gonna happen? You're gonna get into it and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm way over my head. Can I tow the car to your shop or whatever? I wanna see people succeed in that sense. So I'm not gonna go crazy with the talking. I'm gonna go back out there. We're gonna get some more videos in between. We're gonna show you some tips and tricks that we have learned over the many years of doing clutch jobs on these cars and turbo kits on these cars. Just right now it's loud, as you can hear. They wanna get to work and they don't want me to hold them up. So right now you can see that we're removing all the stuff to get to the trans. It's loud in here because we are a shop and we work non-stop. I'm gonna also make sure I'm not in my technician's way. But yeah, so we're gonna remove everything up top, get to the trans bolts. He's already disconnected the cables, I see. We're gonna leave some stuff undone because it's gonna make it easier when we go to install the turbo kit as well. But as far as people asking for us to document like a clutch job, you got the bolts that are You got a light for me? Thank you, sorry. You know, you got the bolts up there, which I'm gonna try to position the light, and I'm gonna try to use my fingers so you can see the bolts there. There's a bolt over here, which he actually might have started taking stuff out. No, the bolt's still back there. You can see that bolt. And I'm gonna get back out of his way because he's trying to work. But I mean, it's really, there's nothing like crazy or strategic about it. When we get the subframe dropped, I'll show you that too if you don't know, if you've never dropped the subframe on these. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. If I were to sit here and act like it's a crazy hard job, I mean, it is time consuming, but I'm not gonna make it seem like people can't do it at home if they're inclined to. We're gonna remove the axles, of course, and I'm just thinking here what else I can cover. And as soon as he gets the subframe dropped down, I'll come back. Here it comes. Here it comes. Ah, look at that. Look at that. That's where the drain line will go for the PRL kit. And we got the subframe off, so this is why I'm here. I'm not making noises like a child. I'm actually doing something. So you can see we remove it with the lower control arm on, and the bolts and the sway bar. So the big, on the actual subframe when it goes up, there's bolts in the corners here, here, right there, and right there. Basically, you just got to line them up when you go up there, and they also have to gotta line it up with the rack. As you can see, we have bungee corded up right here, so that's going to be the biggest thing when you're laying on your laying on the ground if you're doing the job. So as I was talking about it, of course I wanted to document it. So the car is up in the air as my tech gives me a dirty look because I'm standing in his way. Got the trans out. Got the trans out over here, so we are going to remove this fork, throw out arm, whatever you want to call it, throw out bearing arm, fork, metal thingy that the ball sits on. You call it whatever you want to call it. We're going to clean this all up. We're going to grease where we need to grease. He is cleaning up the flywheel right now to make sure that there is no grease on there. Everything is laid out nicely. What is this?
The push pocket.
Ooh, I want this. Oh, it's one of those push things for selfies. That the customer will get back. We don't take anything like that or the stickers. And we actually return your old parts in your trunk. So I'm just messing around here, just cleaning that up. So we got that going on, and we get that cleaned up. He will ultimately torque the flywheel on. He is going to make some nice marks with the paint markers so we can verify that everything is good. He's going to torque the clutch on, and I will come back and I will show you guys all that stuff. So we got the new flywheel on, and you can see kind of it's dark. Let me actually grab the lights when I get a moment. Always support your motor. Of course, I'm struggling to turn on the light here. There you go. See, all the bolts are marked. We do that for a couple reasons. Number one, well, you know that we torqued it. Number two, it's easier for us just to remember that you torqued it all and whatnot. So, almost sounded like I said torque there. So, yeah, we're gonna get the clutch on. Figured I'd show you guys really quick. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna let him do his business. He has the fork out, and he's cleaning that right now. And yeah, there you go. So this will go back up ultimately. I don't know if I'll get a video. I'll come back and make sure I get one of the clutch on there too. Customer wants to see some, he wanted some pictures, but I think a video is better than pictures, isn't it? No? Maybe? Yes? I don't know. So I told him to make sure I get a video of it. You can see all the bolts are nicely, oh, look at that. He set up the light for me, and now I'm blocking the shadow. They're all marked, all ready to go. I'll get a picture too for the customer. Trans will go up. You can see all the trans bolts here. If you really wanted to pause the video and see what you're working with, maybe you can't get the trans separated and it's fighting you. So you can see all the trans bolts around here. You can see that the starter still is in there too. That doesn't have to come out. I guess that's a little tip and suggestion for you. And of course, pull this out beforehand because that will make getting the trans in a little bit easier. And that's a joke. If you couldn't tell. I'm joking. So trans back up, and like I said, honestly guys, if you feel comfortable in doing a clutch job in your car and you want to work on the ground, and if you don't, well, we're here for you and we can help you out. These have become routine for us. We do a lot of 8th and 9th gen clutch jobs and so on. We do a lot of clutch jobs in general because we are a general maintenance shop / high performance. And now he's waiting to get in here, so I'm going to get back out of his way. So as we continue to work here, and I want to stay out of his way, you can see the turbo. See the turbo up there is going on. And I'm going to wrap this video up because I just looked at how much time I have into it. I don't want to go too crazy, but I will walk next door and show you guys more what we got going on here if you give me a second. Put the camera around actually and make sure my finger's not there, make sure I don't lock myself out. Right now, at this time, we have, I knew that was coming. Locked myself out on the other side. Right now, we have 5 9 gens in the shop. 5 of them. This one is also turboed. This one is all the way from I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name because that's one of the names I can't pronounce. But this one's all the way from there. He basically had the turbo kit installed elsewhere. From my understanding, I guess the shop that did the work really did some half-ass stuff, I guess. So wrap this video up. I'm going to finish up. We're going to get to part 2 on that. I'm going to get a little bit more in depth with the turbo stuff to explain to you guys. Have it on the dyno, show you guys some stuff too, some cool stuff. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. As I always say when I wrap up videos, or even in between, you're probably getting sick of me saying it, but if you got questions, you can always email us, you can message us, you can comment down below. I'll do my best to respond. You can also text us too now. Our shop number is 708-599-5884. And that's about it, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Take care.